Welcome to another edition of the Will Be Blood Fight Show. I'm your host, David Duenas. Okay, first off, I want to thank Ed Magic TV. As some of you have already noticed, I have a mic, a professional camera this time, the whole works and all that for the show to be just a little bit, better than what it was. I said I was gonna up it up for the interview so that you guys can hear everything and whatnot. I'm still working on stuff though to perfect it so it comes a lot clearer and a lot better. And with edmagictv.com, I think I'm gonna be able to accomplish that. So I want to thank the CEO of Ed Magic TV himself, Ed. Thank you very much for emerging with this hardcore boxing fans and doing something a little bit different than what your normal format is used to and stuff, and taking a chance and risk with some really crazy hardcore boxing fans like myself and my viewers and stuff. So big ups to you. Everybody check out his website. It's www.edmagic.com on YouTube. Okay, check him out. He's got some good stuff, interviews with some good rappers and movie stars on red carpet. Okay, let's get into Valuev versus Holyfield. Okay, what are the pros and cons about this particular bout? Well, first off, I had gotten off the phone a little earlier with somebody telling me that Holyfield was really the underdog on this fight, which really kind of surprised me. And just the fact of the matter is this, okay? Valuev is not I would say, the most gifted heavyweight that is out there right now. Being 7 foot, in height, what does he really bring to the fight game? Well, I would have to say no boxing skills really are there. I mean, he's got some good boxing skills, but he's still learning. He's in a learning process while stepping in the ring. And stepping in the ring with a veteran like Holyfield, okay? Now, remember this. Holyfield is out of his prime, really shouldn't be risking his life any much more now than ever by stepping in the ring with a dangerous fighter. But is Valuev a really dangerous fighter? Well, his record could tell you already. He's not a big puncher. He's just a very big man in size, okay? This is a guy really that doesn't put a whole lot of muscle behind his punches, and it may not due to a lot of his coordination that he doesn't know how to hard pivot on his legs and all that to really turn those hips to get that extra snap in his punches. So that's good for Holyfield, because what he's going to be witnessing in that night, Saturday night on pay-per-view that's supposed to be on, is a lot of punches with a push behind it, okay? And that's what Valuev does a lot to his opponents. What he does is he pushes them around, and he just kind of just rags them around the ring and stuff and kind of just handles them, just like the way a lion would do to its dead prey, right? So that's what we can expect from Valuev. The other thing we can expect from Valuev is his jab. He's got a good jab, you know what I mean? You can't really take that away. He does have decent boxing skills, but is it boxing skills where it can make you, sit down and say, wow, this guy has a lot of ultra talent where you're going to see greatness come out of this guy? No, not yet. Or might even not ever. We don't know, okay? You put him up in the likes against Vladimir Klitschko or Vitaly Klitschko or even David Hay, you're always going to go, look, these guys will probably have a greater chance of upsetting the giant, right? Now, does Holyfield have the chance of upsetting the giant? Now, let's go back where I was talking about him being the underdog in this fight. Now, is he really the underdog? Well, if you kind of look at it, I would not give him that much of an underdog kind of slate. And the reason why is this, okay? Holyfield, regardless being in his age and regardless he shouldn't even be in the fight game anymore, he's still got good boxing tactics, okay? This is a very smart veteran. This is a guy that knows how to still use his boxing skills to his advantage. And fighting a much slower opponent, you're going to see him be the much faster opponent in this fight, okay? How fast his feet are to get away from those looping and pushing punches, we don't know. That is something that Holyfield is going to really have to adjust to, is to get out of the way of the big man's trail when he walks forward to try to land his big punches, okay? Holyfield's going to have to use the whole ring. He's going to have to use his legs a little bit more. The reason being is he's not going to be able to hang on this, put his weight on this big heavyweight, okay? The heavyweight, Valuev, is going to be the guy that's able to put his weight behind him. Now remember this too, Valuev is not really a hugger, okay? This is not a guy that has the John Ruiz syndrome. This is a man that still likes to throw punches, and he throws valors, and he lasts the 12 distance. Doesn't really tire out. Holyfield, though, on the other hand, has a tendency of tiring out in the later rounds, okay? Now, the bad part is that how do you make a big man of this guy's stature, 7 foot tall, fight your fight? when Holyfield is not a kind of guy that likes to run around. He's going to have to be on his bicycle a lot more in this fight than usual. Okay, so it's very difficult of saying you need to make Valuev fight your fight when no matter what you do, stepping in the ring, even if you're a big man at 6'5", 6'7", you're going to be fighting Valuev's fight, which is try to get away from the bigger man, from him holding on to you and applying that weight, which would take out the steam out of your legs, okay? So Holyfield's going to have to use that ring, and whether or not if he's able to do that, that's the only way I can really see him kind of dart in and out, getting the points that he needs in order to get a unanimous decision over Valuev. And really, if you're a betting man, I would bet on Holyfield and probably looking at that game tactic. If you're not a betting man, then don't bet on Holyfield, okay? So I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to say, man, this is a real, honestly, to me, this is kind of a tough little pick. And the reason is because both guys are not really spectacular fighters. Both guys really don't bring a whole lot to the table. Only one guy brings age, one guy brings experience, but this guy's old and this guy's slow. So, what do you pick? Well, being that Holyfield is probably not going to outrun Valuev, I'm going to go with Valuev on a unanimous decision, on a real ugly, kind of boring, and I wouldn't be surprised if they even stopped the fight just because of the fact that, this is a big man and it's just going to be hugging him and throwing him around, where Holyfield will finally get frustrated and say forget it and throw in the towel. Okay, so that's going to be my pick, Valuev on a unanimous decision, and that's pretty much it, guys. Now, everybody that's been emailing me and everybody's been, hitting me up, I thank you all, and I apologize if I haven't got back to you. I try to get back to everybody as fast as I can. There's times though I'm really busy, okay? Doing the interviews, trying to do other things too, to really bring everything in a full circle with this show, okay? Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for everybody that's been, emailing me great comments and emailing me about what about this fight. I will get back to you. Trust me, I don't forget. Okay, I've been under the weather a little bit here, so that's why the interviews haven't come up right away and stuff, because I have been sick, and now I'm a lot better, and try to bring back the show as much as more as I can and post up some more fights and stuff. I know this was a little late. It's Friday night, tomorrow's the fight. I apologize, but like I said, I'm just getting over being sick. I'll be back in the full-fledged again, and putting hard at work for us hardcore boxing fans. Once again, I'm your host, Dave Duenas. This was another edition of the Will Be Blood Fight Show. Tune in again.